you see me walking down the street, I start to cry each time we meet. Walk on by, walk on by. There are some songs that I find relatively straightforward to sing. I seem to be able to find the melody, pitch the notes quite easily. The phrasing comes quite naturally. But of all the songs that I struggle with, I think this is perhaps the song I struggle with most. It's not even a difficult song. There's nothing really about it. But of course, it's a Burt Bacharach song, and there's a slight deviousness that comes with the territory. So we do have a slight key signature shift. We don't, unlike some Bacharach songs, have dramatic changes of time signature, but there's just something about the way the notes hang above the chords that's a little unusual. Anyway, having said that, the song itself, at least on guitar, is very straightforward. A small handful of chords. They're quite basic chords, but I'm going to show you a couple of less common shapes that are really very versatile, and if you haven't seen these before, these are going to stand you in very good stead. I'm going to start with an A minor 7. I'm going to play it this way. This is 2 bars of intro is A minor 7, and the verse kicks off with another bar and a half of this chord. I've got my second finger on the 5th fret of the bottom string, and then my third finger is across the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings, also at the 5th fret. Now, I'm not playing the 5th string, I'm not playing the top string, but because I'm picking, I'm using my thumb on the bottom string and then my 3 picking fingers. First finger on the 4th string, second finger on the 3rd string, and then 3rd finger on the 2nd string. I've got that luxury that I can just pick out the strings that I want without having to worry about the ones I don't. I've got a picking pattern, kind of bossa-inspired thing. We'll have a look at that in a moment, but let's just sketch out the chords for the verse here. After our 2 bars of intro, I've got a bar and a half of A minor 7. If you see me walking down the street. And then we're going to go to this, D9. Now I've got my first finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string. That second finger that was down on the 5th fret of the bottom string now comes up to the 5th fret of the 5th string. And I've got my 3rd and 4th fingers on the 5th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings. I could actually just keep that 3rd finger across multiple frets there. So instead of it being across the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, it's now just going to be across the 2nd and 3rd. I could do that. I prefer to play it this way, but you know, see how what works for you. But anyway, we have this. If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on. So in all, that's a 4 bar section, a whole bar of A minor 7, and then half a bar each of A minor 7, D7 for another 3 bars. And once we've had that, we get into the walk on by, walk on by. Now, I'm using my A minor 7 shape, but 2 frets lower. There's a whole bar of that. Walk on by. That's my G minor 7, goes back up to A minor 7. Walk on by, and again up to A minor 7. So in this section there are 4 bars, G minor 7 for a bar, A minor 7 for a bar, and back and again. Okay. Now we get a further 4 bar section. We go to D minor 7, which I could actually play up here, but it's a bit of a reach. That would be the same shape I've been using for A minor 7 and G minor 7, but I'm actually going to play it here. That's like an A minor 7 type bar chord at the 5th fret. Again, I'm just picking 4 strings, the middle 4 strings here. 5th fret for that one. That's a bar of D minor 7, back to my A minor 7 again. And I finish off the verse with B flat major 7. Now we're going to look at 2 different major 7 shapes, but this is the first one. I've got my first finger on the 1st fret of the 5th string, second finger is on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then the 3rd and 4th fingers are just either side of that on the 2nd and 4th strings at the 3rd fret. So there we go. Later in the chorus, we're going to alternate between B flat major 7 and F major 7, and I'm probably going to end up here with my first finger at the 8th fret for the F major 7. But that's a really versatile shape. Again, all these jazz chord shapes, none of them actually use open strings, so you can play them anywhere you like on the neck. Okay, so I've got my B flat major 7, And then I'm going to finish off the verse, setting us up for the chorus with C7 sus4. And there's a number of ways of playing this. I'm going to do that. My first finger's where you'd expect it to be for a C chord, and then I've got these three, second, third and fourth fingers in a row at the third fret of the fifth, fourth and third strings. Again, just the middle four strings. So let me give you the whole of the verse really slowly. Let's see if we can tie it all together. And the melody, ma, is an E. If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by, make believe that you don't see the tears, just let me grieve in private. 'Cause each time I see you, I break down and cry. We're into the chorus now, and as I said, that F major 7 that begins the chorus is the same shape that we used for the B flat major 7, just all the way up here. Okay, let's have a look at this picking pattern before we go any further. Now, it's a bossa-inspired pattern. I'm going to separate the picking out between the thumb playing the bass note, and this is for A minor 7. Got my thumb here picking the bass note on the 5th fret of the bottom string, and then my picking fingers, as I say, are going to pick the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings. To begin with then, let's just pick the bass note on the 1st beat and the rest of the chord on the 2nd beat, and then repeat that for the 3rd and 4th. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which at the moment sounds a little bit pedestrian. So let's create a syncopation, a little unexpected accent. This second chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, that one on the 4th beat, I'm going to bring it forward by half a beat. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so it would be like this. Okay, and I just want to add a bit more detail in the bass. At the moment, we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 with the chords on top. What I'm going to do now is add another bass note half a beat before. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if we put that together with the chords, we should have this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So if we put that picking together in the verse, and I'll give you the 2 bars of A minor 7 intro as well, we'll have this. 2, 3, 4. If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by, walk on by, make believe you don't see the tears, just let me grieve in private, 'cause each time I see you, I break down and cry. And you'll notice that when we get to the B flat major 7 and C7 sus 4, I'm going to stop that picking. That just opens it up a little bit. Okay, let's look at the chorus. Now the chorus is just 8 bars alternating between F major 7 and B flat major 7. So I'm playing my F major 7 here. Walk on, where is it? Walk on by. It's a bit nuts to go up and down the neck like this. So let's find another major 7 shape that we can use in conjunction with this one. And if ever you're learning a new chord type, it's a really good idea to learn a shape with its bass note on the 5th string, and then another one, a companion shape with its bass note on the 6th string, because it's very likely that you'll want to swap between the two to save you having to dash about the neck. Now here's the very common 6th string or 6th string major 7 shape. It's this one. Okay, now here I'm playing it as B flat major 7, so it's the same notes as this, different voicing. I've got my first finger on the 6th fret of the bottom string. I've got my second finger on the 6th fret of the 2nd string. And then my 3rd and 4th fingers are together on the 7th fret of the 3rd and 4th strings. And as before, I'm not picking the 5th string, not picking the top string, but that's a really, really useful, very versatile shape. Major 7 shape down here, that would be F actually there, and then B flat major 7 there. So I could play Walk On By, but it's a little muddy down there, so I'm going to play my F major 7 here and my B flat major 7 here. Now you can hear in the background of the original there's a shaker playing in 8ths, so 8 shakes to the bar, and the accent is on the 1st one, the 4th one and the 7th one. What that means is you get 3 and 3 and 2, which adds to the whole kind of rhythmic dynamic of the piece. And in the piano at this point, walk on by, the piano actually does, which echoes what the shaker's doing. And I'm going to try and replicate some of that with my picking. So my picking's going to change. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play a pick of 3, another pick of 3, and a pick of 2, which is kind of what the shaker is doing. I'm going to play with the F major 7. My thumb is on the 5th string. Then I'm going to play the note on the 4th string with my 1st finger. Then I'm going to come up and pick the other 2 strings. That's the 2nd and 3rd strings with my 2nd and 3rd fingers. I'm going to do that twice. And then I've got room just for another thumb and 1st finger. So all together, and for the B flat major 7, my fingers are going to stay in the same place, but my thumb's going to move down to the bottom string. Okay, so if I can alternate those. And so on. Okay, so the first chorus is just 8 bars alternating. Slightly weirdly though, we've got F major 7, B flat major 7, F, B flat, and then bars 7 and 8 are both F major 7. But only for the first chorus. I have no idea why, the bass just stays on an F. So, I break down and cry, walk on by, walk on by, walk on by. And we just stay on F major 7. In the second chorus, which otherwise is identical, we do actually move to the B flat major 7, so that really does alternate one each. Okay, so we've had intro, first verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, with that slight change where we now get F major 7 to B flat major 7 at the very end of the chorus. And after this, we get an instrumental section. She sings, and then there's kind of violins and things, but it is I really can't sing, but hopefully you recognise that from the original. That is more of exactly what we had at the beginning of the verse. It's a bar of A minor 7, half a bar each of A minor 7, D7, And again, A minor 7, D7, A minor 7, D7, which is just like the first section of the verse. But now we get an extra 2 bars tacked on the end. A minor 7, D7 to A minor 7 for a bar. And then we're into the third verse, which we pick up at walk on by into the G minor 7. So the instrumental section is kind of instead of the first part of the verse. I'll just play you that and then really we can be done, I think. Walk on by, walk on by, foolish pride, that's all that I have left, so let me hide the tears and the sadness you gave me when you say goodbye. Walk on by, and so on. Okay, the original fades out on that, but I've got something like 6 times alternating between the F major 7 and the B flat major 7, and then I'm just going to play an F major 7 to finish. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll tack the backing track on its own at the end of the video so you can play it as you like. See you on the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it.